Work-life balance. Olubusayo O. Aina, Ph.D. Table of content. Why work-life balance matters more than ever. Chapter 1. The myth and the reality of balance. Chapter 2. The evolution of work-life integration. Chapter 3. Common misconceptions and why most people struggle. Chapter 4. Identifying core values and priorities. Chapter 5. The psychology of stress and overwork. Chapter 6. Building awareness, time, energy, and emotional management. Chapter 7. Time blocking and productivity systems. Chapter 8. Delegation and the art of saying number. Chapter 9. Remote work, flexibility, and digital detox. Chapter 10. Strengthening relationships and family bonds. Chapter 11. Hobbies, health, and self-care routines. Chapter 12. The role of mindfulness and mental resilience. Chapter 13. A sustainable career. Chapter 14. Financial planning for freedom. Chapter 15. Continuous growth and reinvention. Epilogue. Embracing a balanced life. Why work-life balance matters more than ever. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, the line between work and personal life has all but vanished. Emails arrive at midnight, deadlines loom constantly, and smartphones ensure that your attention is never fully your own. Many people feel like they are living to work, rather than working to live. Yet most of us still cling to the belief that success requires sacrifice, often at the expense of our health, relationships, and happiness. This book is not about doing less, it's about doing what truly matters. It is about creating a life where work fuels purpose and passion, rather than drains it. It is about establishing boundaries, nurturing relationships, honoring your energy, and designing a career and lifestyle that align with your deepest values. A personal invitation. Whether you are an ambitious professional, a parent juggling multiple responsibilities, an entrepreneur navigating uncertainty, or anyone seeking more meaning in your daily life, this book is for you. It is a guide to reclaiming time, focus, and fulfillment. It offers practical strategies, real-life case studies, and reflection exercises that will help you prioritize your values without guilt, manage time and energy with intention, cultivate mindfulness and mental resilience, build a career and life that supports, not sacrifices, your well-being. Why now? The pressures of modern life are relentless. Burnout rates are rising, relationships are strained, and health is often neglected. But the tools to live a balanced, meaningful life exist, and they are accessible to anyone willing to take deliberate action. This is not a theoretical book. Every chapter is designed to be applied immediately, to help you create a sustainable lifestyle that nurtures both personal fulfillment and professional success. Balance is not a destination, it is a journey. And this journey begins here, with a single conscious choice, to design a life that truly works for you. Chapter 1. The myth and the reality of balance. What does work-life balance really mean? Most people imagine work-life balance as an equal split: 8 hours for work, 8 hours for life, and 8 hours for sleep. In reality, balance is not a perfect division of time, but a sustainable alignment of your values, priorities, and energy across different aspects of life. Case Study 1. Sarah, the corporate achiever. Sarah, a mid-level manager at a tech firm, believed that staying late at work and replying to emails at midnight showed commitment. Over time, she became irritable, her health suffered, and her relationships grew distant. When she began practicing time blocking and setting digital boundaries, she realized that balance wasn't about working less, it was about working smarter and living with intention. The evolution of work-life expectations. Decades ago, a 9-to-5 job defined work hours. But technology blurred these boundaries, allowing work to follow us everywhere. While this flexibility offers freedom, it also creates pressure to be always on. Example: the remote work dilemma. Pre-pandemic, employees separated work from personal life. Post-pandemic, Home became the office and office became home, often leading to burnout. Common misconceptions about balance. Myth: balance means equal time for work and life. Reality: balance is about quality and alignment, not equal hours. Myth: success requires sacrificing personal life. Reality: many high-performing individuals maintain strong personal lives, which fuels their professional energy. Case Study 2: Elon Musk versus Arianna Huffington. Elon Musk once claimed to work over 100 hours a week, leading to public burnout concerns. Arianna Huffington, after collapsing from exhaustion, became a leading advocate for wellness and mindful productivity. The cost of ignoring balance. Ignoring work-life harmony can lead to chronic stress and burnout, relationship breakdowns, decline in creativity and decision-making, long-term health issues. 1.5 Reflection Exercise: assessing your balance. On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with your work? On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with your personal life? Where do you feel the greatest sense of misalignment? Chapter 2: The Evolution of Work-Life Integration. From survival to self-actualization. Work-life balance has evolved in tandem with society's progression, from a survival-oriented mindset to one that values self-actualization. Agrarian era: work was life. Survival depended on farming and manual labor. Leisure was minimal and seasonal. Industrial era: factories created structured shifts, but long working hours still dominated. Knowledge economy: flexibility emerged, productivity shifted from hours worked to value created. Case study: Henry Ford and the 40-hour week. In the 1920s, Henry Ford introduced a 5-day, 40-hour workweek, discovering that reduced hours increased productivity. This was one of the first major shifts toward modern work-life principles. The digital revolution. Technology has transformed work, enabling remote teams, instant communication, and global collaboration. Yet it also created the always-on culture. Example: the email trap. A Harvard Business Review study revealed that employees spend 28% of their workweek managing email. Many check messages after hours, eroding personal boundaries. The rise of the gig and remote economy. Freelancing, entrepreneurship, and remote work offer autonomy, but also risk blurring the line between professional and personal life. Case study: Alex the digital nomad. Alex left his corporate job to freelance while traveling. At first, the freedom was exhilarating. But after 6 months, constant client calls and the lack of routine caused fatigue. His solution? Establishing protected hours and defining work-free zones even while abroad. Cultural perspectives on balance. Europe: many countries mandate vacation time and shorter workweeks. Japan, known for karoshi, death by overwork, Japan now encourages taking breaks and vacation days. United States often glorifies hustle culture but is shifting toward wellness-based productivity. Lessons from high-performing organizations. Companies like Google and Salesforce integrate wellness programs, mindfulness breaks, and flexible schedules, proving that balanced employees are more innovative and engaged. Reflection exercise. How has your view of work-life balance changed over the last 5 years? Which external factors, technology, company culture, economic shifts, influence your balance the most? What boundaries feel negotiable versus non-negotiable? Chapter 3: Common misconceptions and why most people struggle. The illusion of perfect balance. Many people envision balance as a perfectly even division of time between work, family, hobbies, health, and rest. This misconception leads to constant disappointment. Reality check. Balance is dynamic, not static. Some weeks demand more professional focus, others require prioritizing personal needs. Misconception 1: balance means working less. Many assume balance requires cutting work hours drastically. In reality, balance often comes from working smarter, improving efficiency, eliminating distractions, and aligning tasks with personal energy peaks. Case study: Maya, the lawyer. Maya believed leaving the office at 5 p.m. was the only way to regain control. Instead, she optimized her workday, focused on high-value tasks in the morning, limited meetings to 2 hours per day, implemented a shutdown ritual, a clear end to her workday. Result: she achieved more in less time and reclaimed evenings without sacrificing career progress. Misconception 2. Balance is the same for everyone. People compare their work-life balance to others, forgetting that balance is deeply personal. Example: a single entrepreneur may thrive on a 60-hour workweek. A parent of 3 may prioritize shorter workdays for family involvement. An athlete may design life around training, requiring different rhythms altogether. Misconception 3. Balance is a one-time achievement. Many think balance is something you achieve and then maintain effortlessly. In truth, balance is a continuous process of adjustment, just like steering a car requires constant micro-corrections. Why most people struggle: lack of self-awareness. Not knowing personal values and priorities leads to misaligned schedules. Poor boundary management. Saying yes to everything erodes personal time. Hustle culture conditioning. Society often glorifies overwork as a badge of honor. Fear of missing out, FOMO, leads to overcommitment both professionally and socially. Reflection exercise. What does balance look like for you? Not your friends, colleagues, or social media influences. Which misconceptions have you believed in the past, and how did they affect your life? Where do you currently feel most out of alignment? Work, relationships, health, or personal growth? Chapter 4. Identifying core values and priorities. Why core values drive balance. Work-life balance is not just about managing time, it's about managing alignment. Without clarity on values, it's easy to prioritize the urgent over the important. Values act as a compass, guiding how you spend energy and make decisions. Priorities are the daily expression of those values, what gets time and attention. Understanding core values. Core values are the deeply held beliefs that define what truly matters. Examples include family, time with loved ones and nurturing relationships. Growth, pursuing learning, skills, and personal development. Health, physical vitality, mental wellness, and self-care. Contribution, making a meaningful impact through work or service. Freedom, flexibility and autonomy over your schedule and lifestyle. Case study: Daniel, the overworked executive. Daniel worked 70 hours a week in finance, believing success would bring fulfillment. After coaching sessions, he identified his top values: family, health, and legacy. His actions, however, were misaligned. He was neglecting his health and missing family milestones. By restructuring his workload, setting delegation systems, and committing to non-negotiable family time, Daniel reported increased satisfaction, even though he worked fewer hours. Identifying your values, a practical exercise. Write down 10 values that matter to you, e.g., creativity, wealth, freedom, love, integrity. Narrow them to 5 by asking, if I had to choose, which 5 would I not compromise even under pressure? Rank them in order of importance, 1 to 5. Reflect, does your current life reflect these values? Where is there misalignment? Setting priorities that match values. Once you know your values, your daily and weekly priorities should reflect them. Example: if health is a core value, workouts and proper rest become non-negotiable appointments. Example: if contribution is a value, volunteering or mentoring may take priority over weekend binge watching. Case study: Priya, the entrepreneurial mother. Priya launched a startup while raising 2 children. She ranked her values: family, growth, contribution, and balance. She implemented a rule: no client meetings past 3 p.m. Revenue grew because her focused mornings became more productive, and evenings were dedicated to family, honoring her highest values. Reflection exercise. What are your top 5 core values? Which daily or weekly actions express these values? Where do you need to realign priorities to better reflect what matters most? Chapter 5. The Psychology of Stress and Overwork. Understanding stress in the modern world. Stress is not inherently bad. It is the body's natural response to challenges. However, chronic stress, caused by prolonged pressure without sufficient recovery, leads to burnout, anxiety, and long-term health problems. Acute stress, short bursts of stress, e.g. deadlines, can improve focus and performance. Chronic stress, continuous unmanaged stress, leads to fatigue, irritability, and decreased productivity. The brain and stress. Amygdala activation triggers the fight or flight response. Cortisol release. Sustained high cortisol levels impair memory, sleep, and immune function. Prefrontal cortex impairment. Stress reduces rational decision-making and increases impulsivity. Why overwork happens? Cultural conditioning. Hustle culture glorifies being busy as a status symbol. Fear-based motivation. Fear of failure or financial insecurity pushes people to overcommit. Technology addiction. Constant notifications and the urge to respond immediately disrupt mental rest. Perfectionism. The belief that more work equals better results. Case study: Maria, the startup founder. Maria worked 90-hour weeks to grow her company. She developed insomnia, brain fog, and decision fatigue. After incorporating micro breaks, mindfulness sessions, and evening shutdown rituals, her energy improved and productivity increased, even while working fewer hours. Recognizing the signs of burnout. Persistent fatigue. Irritability and mood swings. Reduced creativity and problem-solving ability. Neglect of personal relationships and health. Psychological strategies to combat overwork. Cognitive reframing. Shift from I must do everything to I must do what matters most. Stress buffering habits, exercise, deep breathing, journaling, and digital detoxing. Boundaries and recovery time, scheduling non-work time as strictly as work tasks. Mindfulness training. Research shows that 10 minutes of mindfulness can lower cortisol and improve focus. Reflection exercise. What are your main stress triggers? Do you experience acute stress, chronic stress, or both? What are 3 habits you can adopt to reduce overwork this week? Chapter 6. Building Awareness, Time, Energy, and Emotional Management. The 3 pillars of sustainable balance. Achieving work-life balance isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more aware of how you use your time, energy, and emotions. Time management, planning and prioritizing tasks effectively. Energy management, working with your natural rhythms rather than against them. Emotional management, maintaining mental resilience and positive states during daily challenges. Time awareness, tracking and prioritizing. Most people underestimate how much time they waste on low-value tasks like checking emails or scrolling social media. Exercise, the time audit. Track your activities for 1 week in 30-minute intervals. Categorize. High value, aligned with goals. Medium value, necessary but not high impact. Low value, distracting or non-essential. Case study: James, the busy consultant. After performing a time audit, James discovered he spent 3 hours per day on unplanned client calls. By introducing scheduled office hours, he regained 15 hours weekly, enough to exercise, read, and spend time with family. Energy awareness, the power of ultradian rhythms. The body functions in 90 to 120-minute energy cycles, ultradian rhythms. Working beyond these natural peaks without rest causes fatigue and poor focus. Strategies. Work in focused 90-minute sprints. Take 10 to 15-minute breaks for mental reset. Schedule demanding work during high-energy periods. Emotional awareness, the inner compass. Emotions influence productivity and decision-making. Unmanaged stress, anxiety, or frustration can derail an entire day. Tools for emotional awareness. Mindfulness journaling, tracking triggers and responses. Breathing exercises, box breathing or 4-7-8 method to calm the nervous system. Gratitude practice shifts focus toward positive aspects of life, reducing stress impact. Integrating the three. Time, energy, and emotional awareness must work together. Good time management prevents overcommitment. Proper energy management ensures peak performance. Emotional stability sustains motivation and clarity. Reflection exercise. Where are you losing the most time each week? What times of day do you feel most energized? What emotional states dominate your workdays, and what triggers them? Chapter 7, Time Blocking and Productivity Systems. Why traditional to-do lists fail. To-do lists often create a false sense of productivity. They encourage task completion, but not necessarily task importance. Time blocking solves this by assigning specific blocks of time to high-priority activities, ensuring focus and structure. What is time blocking? Time blocking is a scheduling method where you dedicate specific chunks of your calendar to certain tasks, projects, or life areas: work, family, exercise, rest. Benefits. Reduces decision fatigue. Prevents multitasking. Increases deep work periods. Types of time blocking. Daily time blocking, scheduling each hour of your day. Themed days, assigning entire days to specific types of work. Task batching, grouping similar tasks, e.g., email, calls, admin, into one block to reduce switching costs. Case study: Emma, the marketing manager. Emma felt overwhelmed by constant meetings and deadlines. She implemented time blocking. Mornings, deep work, campaign strategy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Midday, team collaboration, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Afternoons, admin and email, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Evenings, family and fitness, 5 p.m. onward. Result: she reported a 40% increase in productivity and reduced after-hours work. Supporting productivity systems. Eisenhower matrix, prioritize tasks by importance and urgency. Pomodoro technique, work in 25-minute sprints with 5-minute breaks. Weekly review method, reflect on past performance, plan upcoming week. Overcoming common challenges. Unplanned interruptions, use buffer time, 30 to 60 minutes daily, for unexpected tasks. Discipline drift, revisit schedule weekly and adjust. Perfectionism, accept that not every day will go as planned, aim for progress, not perfection. Reflection exercise. Which time blocking method suits your lifestyle best, daily, themed, or batching? What are 3 high-priority tasks you will schedule for next week? Where can you insert buffer time to reduce stress? Chapter 8, Delegation and the Art of Saying Number. Why delegation is essential for balance. One of the primary reasons people feel overwhelmed is the inability to let go of control. Delegation is not just about reducing workload, it's about freeing mental bandwidth for high-value tasks and personal well-being. Understanding the fear of delegation. Perfectionism, no one can do it as well as I can. Trust issues, fear that others will fail or require micromanagement. Identity attachment, belief that being busy equals being important. Levels of delegation. Task-level delegation, assigning specific tasks to others. Responsibility delegation, entrusting outcomes, not just tasks. Decision-making delegation, empowering others to make key choices. Case study: Robert, the overloaded manager. Robert spent 70% of his time on routine approvals and follow-ups. After shifting to decision-making delegation, he trained team leads to handle client approvals. Created SOPs, standard operating procedures for recurring tasks. Focused on strategic planning, resulting in a 25% revenue increase in 6 months. The art of saying no. Many professionals overcommit because they fear disappointing others. Yet saying yes to everything means saying no to personal priorities. 3 methods to say no politely. The deferral. I can't take this on right now, but I'd be happy to revisit it next month. The redirection. I'm not the best person for this, but Jane may be able to assist you. The prioritization. I can take this on, but which existing task should I deprioritize? Reflection exercise. What tasks can you delegate immediately, work or home? What recent commitments did you regret saying yes to? Why? How would your schedule improve if you said no 20% more often? Chapter 9. Remote Work Flexibility and Digital Detox. The Remote Work Revolution. Remote work shifted from a perk to a necessity, especially after global disruptions like the COVID-19 pandemic. While it offers autonomy and reduced commute time, it blurs boundaries between professional and personal life, often leading to overwork. Benefits of flexible work models. Time savings. Reduced commuting adds hours back into the day. Custom work environments. Employees design spaces that support productivity. Lifestyle alignment. Work schedules can accommodate family, travel, or wellness priorities. The hidden risks of remote work. Boundary erosion. The office is always open. Social isolation. Less spontaneous collaboration and connection. Technology overload. Endless Zoom calls and notifications create mental fatigue. Digital detox. Why it's non-negotiable. A digital detox is a conscious break from technology to restore mental clarity and focus. Signs you need a detox. Checking your phone within 5 minutes of waking up. Feeling anxious when away from screens. Difficulty focusing without background digital stimulation. Strategies for healthy remote work. Set start and end times. Treat remote work like office hours. Create physical boundaries, dedicated workspace even in small homes. Schedule social breaks, virtual coffee chats or in-person meetups. Implement tech-free zones, bedrooms, dining tables and family spaces. Case study, Hannah, the burned-out remote worker. Hannah thrived on remote work initially, but started working past midnight, skipping meals, and losing motivation. After implementing a shutdown ritual at 6 p.m., weekend device-free time, and scheduled social outings, her performance improved, and her anxiety decreased dramatically. Reflection exercise. Which digital habits drain your energy the most? How can you create boundaries between work and home life? What one digital detox habit can you start this week? Chapter 10. Strengthening Relationships and Family Bonds. Why relationships are a core part of balance. Work-life balance isn't just about work and personal productivity, it's also about connection. Strong relationships provide emotional stability, reduce stress, and enhance overall well-being. The cost of neglecting relationships. Decreased intimacy and trust. Increased feelings of isolation. Greater risk of burnout due to lack of emotional support. Study reference. Harvard's 80-year longitudinal study found that fulfilling relationships, not money or career, are the greatest predictors of long-term happiness. Relationship investment strategies. Quality over quantity. Even short but meaningful interactions strengthen bonds. Rituals of connection. Weekly family dinners, date nights, or morning check-ins. Active listening. Giving undivided attention, especially in high-tech, distracted environments. Case study, Marcus, the traveling executive. Marcus spent 200 days a year on business trips and felt distant from his children. Solution. Scheduled daily 15-minute video calls with family. Booked non-negotiable family weekends every month. Created shared experiences, virtual cooking sessions and recorded bedtime stories. Within a year, Marcus reported a stronger sense of connection despite a demanding schedule. Building a supportive social circle. Work-life balance thrives in environments where friends and family support boundaries. Surrounding yourself with people who value wellness helps reinforce positive habits. Reflection exercise. Which relationships feel neglected? Why? What rituals of connection can you implement immediately? Who in your circle models a balanced lifestyle, and what can you learn from them? Chapter 11: Hobbies, Health, and Self-Care Routines. Why personal well-being drives professional success. A balanced life requires more than work efficiency. It demands investing in physical health, mental wellness, and joyful activities outside of work. Neglecting these areas leads to fatigue, low motivation, and creative stagnation. The role of hobbies in work-life balance. Hobbies provide stress relief, shifting focus away from work pressure. Cognitive renewal, enhancing creativity and problem-solving. Identity expansion, preventing over-identification with professional roles. Case study: Liam, the corporate strategist. Liam worked 60-hour weeks and felt creatively drained. After rediscovering his love for photography, he reported improved mood, sharper strategic thinking, and more energy during work hours. Prioritizing physical health. Exercise, at least 150 minutes of moderate activity per week. Nutrition, balanced meals to maintain energy and focus. Sleep, minimum 7 to 8 hours nightly for optimal cognitive performance. Research note: sleep deprivation decreases productivity by up to 40% and impairs decision-making skills. Mental health and self-care practices. Mindfulness and meditation reduces stress and improves emotional regulation. Journaling encourages reflection and mental clarity. Therapy and coaching, professional support for long-term resilience. Creating sustainable self-care routines. Identify one hobby and schedule weekly time for it. Establish a morning or evening ritual, reading, stretching, or gratitude journaling. Plan quarterly wellness check-ins to evaluate physical and mental health. Reflection exercise. Which hobbies have you neglected and why? How do your current routines support or sabotage your well-being? What one small self-care habit can you start today? Chapter 12: The Role of Mindfulness and Mental Resilience. Why mindfulness matters for work-life balance. Mindfulness, being present and fully engaged in the moment, helps reduce stress, improve focus, and cultivate emotional stability. It allows professionals to transition smoothly between work and personal life without feeling mentally fragmented. Understanding mental resilience. Mental resilience is the ability to recover quickly from stress, setbacks, or unexpected changes. Balanced individuals do not avoid stress, they adapt effectively. The science of mindfulness. Reduces cortisol levels, stress hormone. Improves prefrontal cortex function, decision-making and focus. Strengthens emotional regulation. Study reference. A 2019 meta-analysis in Frontiers in Psychology found that just 10 minutes of mindfulness practice daily significantly improved workplace performance and stress response. Mindfulness practices for busy professionals. Micro-mindfulness breaks: 60 seconds of focused breathing during transitions. Mindful transitions, taking 3 to 5 deep breaths before switching from work to home mode. Digital mindfulness, checking devices intentionally, not compulsively. Building mental resilience. Reframing challenges, viewing setbacks as opportunities for growth. Daily gratitude practice, shifts mindset toward positivity. Stress recovery cycles, alternating periods of intense focus with active recovery. Case study: Sophia, the high-stakes attorney. Sophia faced high-pressure trials that left her mentally drained. By incorporating a 10-minute mindfulness routine before court and practicing gratitude journaling, she reported lower anxiety and improved clarity in arguments, without reducing workload. Reflection exercise. When do you feel most mentally scattered during your day? Which mindfulness practice, breathing, journaling, digital detox, feels most doable? How can you build resilience to recover faster from stress? Chapter 13: A Sustainable Career. A sustainable career aligns professional goals with personal values, energy levels, and long-term well-being. It avoids burnout, allows growth, and maintains life satisfaction. The pitfalls of unsustainable career paths. Overwork culture, prioritizing career over health and relationships. Role misalignment, skills and values mismatch leading to dissatisfaction. Lack of flexibility, rigid work environments prevent adaptation to life changes. Example: many corporate professionals work long hours chasing promotions, only to find themselves disengaged or burned out within a few years. Steps to build a sustainable career. Clarify your values. Align career choices with what truly matters. Refer to Chapter 4. Assess your strengths and interests. Use tools like StrengthsFinder or Myers-Briggs for insight. Set boundaries early. Define non-negotiables, work hours, personal time, travel limits. Plan for growth and reinvention. Continuous learning prevents stagnation. Integrate flexibility. Consider remote work, part-time options, or portfolio careers. Case study: Daniel, the software engineer. Daniel spent 10 years at a high-pressure startup. By 35, he experienced burnout. He redesigned his career. Transitioned to a hybrid role combining coding and mentoring. Negotiated flexible hours to pursue a personal passion project. Reduced stress while maintaining professional relevance and income. Outcome: Daniel reported higher satisfaction, better relationships, and improved health. Career sustainability tools. Career mapping. Plot current roles, desired skills, and progression timelines. Time-energy alignment matrix. Schedule high-demand tasks during peak energy periods. Feedback loops. Regularly review performance, satisfaction, and work-life alignment. Reflection exercise. Does your current career align with your top 5 values? What boundaries or adjustments could make your career more sustainable? What skills or experiences should you invest in over the next 1 to 3 years to remain adaptable? Chapter 14: Financial Planning for Freedom. Why financial planning is a key component of balance. Financial stability allows individuals to make career and life choices without excessive stress. Without a solid financial foundation, even the most well-structured work-life strategies can falter under pressure. Reduces anxiety about unforeseen expenses. Provides flexibility to pursue passion projects or sabbaticals. Enables better alignment with personal values rather than purely income-driven choices. The principles of financial freedom. Live below your means. Spending less than you earn is foundational. Build an emergency fund, typically 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Invest wisely. Leverage retirement accounts, index funds, or other long-term investments. Eliminate high-interest debt. Prioritize paying off credit cards and loans. Align spending with values. Allocate resources to what truly matters: health, family, growth. Case study: Olivia, the freelancer. Olivia worked inconsistent freelance hours, often feeling anxious about finances. She implemented monthly budgeting and tracking. Automatic transfers to savings and investment accounts. Value-based spending, prioritizing travel and education. Result: Olivia gained greater autonomy, allowing her to refuse low-paying gigs and focus on meaningful projects without financial stress. Strategies to reduce financial stress. Automate finances, bills, savings, and investments handled automatically. Track net worth quarterly, gives a clear view of progress and priorities. Seek professional advice. A financial advisor can optimize savings, tax planning, and investment strategies. Integrating financial planning into life design. Financial planning is not a separate task, it supports work-life balance by allowing flexibility in career choices. Funding personal development and self-care. Providing security for family and personal projects. Reflection exercise. Do your spending habits reflect your top values? What financial goals could relieve stress and support your balance? Which debts or financial obligations could you address first to gain freedom? Chapter 15: Continuous Growth and Reinvention. The necessity of lifelong growth. Work-life balance is not a static achievement, it requires continuous adaptation. As careers evolve and personal circumstances shift, ongoing growth and reinvention ensure that balance remains sustainable and meaningful. Adapting prevents stagnation and burnout. Keeps skills and mindset relevant in a rapidly changing world. Aligns personal development with evolving life priorities. Mindset for continuous growth. Growth mindset: embrace challenges, learn from failures, and seek feedback. Curiosity and exploration: stay open to new skills, ideas, and experiences. Self-reflection: regularly evaluate whether your life aligns with your values and goals. Strategies for reinvention. Skill development: take courses, certifications, or training in emerging areas. Career pivoting: shift to roles better aligned with values or energy levels. Lifestyle experiments: try new routines, hobbies, or flexible schedules to discover optimal balance. Case study: Anika, the mid-career reinventor. Anika spent 15 years in corporate finance, but felt disconnected from her purpose. She identified her passion for sustainable development, took online courses while maintaining her job, transitioned to a role in environmental consulting. Outcome: Anika reported renewed energy, alignment with her values, and improved work-life satisfaction. Building a personal growth plan. Set short, mid, and long-term goals, both professional and personal. Schedule regular reviews, quarterly check-ins to adjust plans based on changing circumstances. Seek mentorship and peer support. Learning from others accelerates growth. Celebrate milestones. Acknowledge achievements to maintain motivation. Reflection exercise. Which areas of your life need reinvention or growth? What skills, habits, or experiences will help you adapt to future challenges? How can you incorporate continuous learning into your weekly routine? Epilogue: embracing a balanced life. As we conclude work-life balance, it's important to remember that balance is not a final destination, it is a lifelong journey. The chapters of this book have provided tools, frameworks, and strategies, but the ultimate success lies in action, reflection, and adaptation. A dynamic approach to balance. Life is inherently unpredictable. Work demands change, personal circumstances evolve, and priorities shift. True balance comes from flexibility, awareness, and intentional decision-making, not rigid schedules or formulas. The power of small, consistent changes. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Incremental improvements, setting boundaries, practicing mindfulness, delegating tasks, or dedicating time to hobbies, compound over time to create profound results. Case study: collective transformation. Consider a team at a mid-sized company that implemented balance principles across their department. Flexible work hours were introduced. Employees participated in mindfulness workshops and wellness programs. Weekly reflection sessions encouraged shared growth. Within a year, the team reported higher productivity, reduced stress, and improved morale, demonstrating that balance benefits not just individuals, but organizations and communities. A call to action. Reflect daily. Take 5 to 10 minutes each evening to review how your actions aligned with your values. Prioritize ruthlessly. Focus on what truly matters, not what seems urgent. Protect your energy. Treat your physical, emotional, and mental well-being as sacred. Embrace change. Life will always present new challenges. Adapt, learn, and grow. Final thought. Work-life balance is not about perfection. It's about living intentionally, thriving personally and professionally, and cultivating fulfillment. By applying the principles in this book, you can design a life that reflects your values, nurtures your relationships, supports your health, and empowers your career. Balance is within reach. It begins with one mindful choice at a time.